friends of our channel, be welcome. Try to watch the videos in sequence because the information sometimes is complementary. Answers of an alien from Andromeda, 16th encounter, 17th video, November 20th, 2010. Question: Mythy, I recorded on my cell phone a video clip that was indicated by a military friend of mine from the base in question. You could say if this alien is real or fake? Please watch it. Yes, I know this light gray race. They have societies in Andromeda, Sirius, and some other colonies, very peaceful. I do not know which one he is from. I will verify. There was a crash at approximately 1 year, in which some of them were lost. This must be one of them. They are always here doing research. They greatly assist the research bases in the ocean. They do not communicate like us, need a translator device for that. Poor guy. If you can figure out where it is exactly, we can help him return to his community. Mythy, it is impossible for me to know where it currently is, or whether if he is alive, sorry. According to these sources, he was taken to North America. What is he saying? I don't know, I need to be talking with him personally by telepathy to understand. We never use words. Question: what about Nibiru? You have some more information about it? The Nibiru and its planets are on final approach and accelerating. That much is changing the Earth's crust, Venus, Jupiter and the Sun. The core of Pluto has warmed up a lot with the gravitational influences, and the small planet is pretty much kindling. Your scientists and the astronomers are monitoring these changes and influences of the Nibiru system to the orbits of these planets. On Earth, not to say that things are getting ugly, in Africa and Asia the volcanic activity will greatly increase, by the accommodation of the plates, due to the increased pressure of the Earth nucleus. Things will also have a significant increase on the west coast of the Americas, and across Ring of Fire of the Pacific Ocean to the east, the plates will start to increase movement. Some lands will sink in that movements. You will have news that very soon. Our navigation maps are based on the interaction of planetary gravitational forces. Since we use these forces to drive the spacecraft, we are correcting the maps dynamically as changes are happening every minute. Besides the disturbance of the interaction of the gravitational effect of small solar system Nibiru, your solar system is quite close to the equator of the galaxy, and Nibiru will also have all of its gravitational system inverted and disinverted on this passage, because it will be crossing the equator of galaxy as well and returning. Can you imagine the inertia of the magnetic field being distorted and readjusting, while interacting in the system as a whole? The forces are tremendous, and the dissipated energy causes many physical effects in all the heavenly bodies involved. Your scientists can have a vague idea of this dynamic interaction of forces, but has no way to quantify because they need the processing power that your computers are still far to have. Your scientists are also not helping, are making pathetic attempts at bombing frequencies in your upper atmosphere. We do not know exactly why, which is generating tremendous instability in the magnetic field, creating unserved areas of solar radiation, holes, where they can get big lethal radiation beams. This will cause short-term exposure of your North Pole, diminishing the protective layer dramatically. It also hampers the passage of summer spaceships. You have to make quick fixes when these frequencies are transmitted by those stations. Just to inform you, in Mars the reptilians are with one fully functional community there, already breathing the air of the new atmosphere. Several telescopes were placed in orbits of Mars to observe the Earth and the passage of Nibiru's system. Question: Mithy, I have this photo taken by a telescope some time ago. As Nibiru could testify if he is? Yes, it's Nibiru's solar system and a bad photo. It is approximately 360 days away for their passage on the reach of your orbit. That big ship that is close to Jupiter that I mentioned earlier, they are making calculations and simulations in conjunction with the Community Galactica, for a hypothetical trial diversion route in the solar system Nibiru. It is only a hypothesis, do not believe that will be performed. Question: Mithy, I copied this image received by a telescope, and I would like you to tell us what that is. It looks like a space station. No, it's not a space station, but a transport spaceship, probably from a planet in the system Spica. That transport spaceship should not be there anymore, because it's been many years since this picture is traveling through space, to be captured by your telescopes. Question: But Mithy, you know all the spaceships or objects, just by looking? I could say yes, just to impress you, but actually I consult mentally our database of spacecraft in real time, and he answered me what I want to know, instantly. When I'm not sure I'm answering correctly, consult the expertise of those who have got these answers. It is like with you here on Earth, the important thing is not knowing everything, but have the phone who knows. You so right, Mithy, very right. Question: Mithy, Mike asked, are you aware of the alleged ET drones which have been appearing above Chicago on November 19th? They are said to belong to the agency, who I mentioned a week or so ago. No idea who or what the agency is, but they seem to be worried about being shot down by secret government, and claim to have lost a craft recently. Are you aware of anything like this going on? No, Mike, as I said, I do not know this organization called the agency, not least because we have no official organization of the Earth connected to any participating member of the Community Galactica nowadays, unless the reptilians and their greys with your governments. But this is a private bilateral link. If you have photos of these remote drones, send me so I can say what it is. Question: Mithy, Shatner asked, given recent news of conflict and all the stock markets dropping, is there anything information-wise you can give us, for anything pending in the next few Earth days? Shatner, you see, one thing that isn't possible for us to predict is what your government is on the agenda for these events. The advice I can give is to try to focus your resources on details that may be useful for survival in an emergency regime. Anything that is related to your global economy is safe because your government may be planning regional financial meltdowns to force demands or simply to cause chaos. After making sure of the facts, when you realize that everything that is happening is for real, set up early to withdraw from large cities that will become anachronistic pitfalls, without resources, and drive to places likely to survive with equipment and supplies needed for your family to survive for some time, at least a year. Avoid being brought to any shelter provided by your government. Any other solution will be better than this. Question: Mithy, Shatner asked, I live in South Cumbria, in England, in close area to the Isle of Man. Are you there to take an interest in the nuclear plant on the west coast of Cumbria, and the shipyard in Barrow? Is there any significance regarding the goings-on over Ravenglass recently? Shatner, any seen UFO over Barrow Coast or Ravenglass, should be Pleiades, auxiliary spacecrafts. Is that because they are in charge of operations for the neutralization of nukes in all regions? No need to worry about them, unless you have some nuke at home. Usually they work with a field of invisibility on, but sometimes it may happen to be visible. Sometimes it is necessary to turn off the field for deionize the fuselage of the craft. If it becomes too ionized, may be completely surrounded by water vapor or other solid particles, lithometeors. Question: Mithy, these are photos of some structures on the moon. You could tell us if they actually exist and what are they? Sorry for the bad quality photos. Well, that photo with your astronaut is part of one of several underground bases. There are many old bases there, built by many civilizations that were there, some of them with billions of years. This other photo shows a base of mining that is still active, owned by a consortium of camelopardalis. They administer a variety of mining units, several on your moon, biggest than this one, including for other races, who hire their services. This is an epic spaceship. That was a big transport spaceship, an ancient race from Pleiades. At the time, more than 1 billion years ago, they were transporting various raw materials, mainly biological, from Earth to their planet and had to face a battle against an ancient reptilian race that would dominate trade in your solar system. Thy moon was the scene of many battles in ancient times. There you can dig a lot of objects and installations of various ancient civilizations. I'm sad to say that we, like many other breeds of Andromeda, formerly participated in many wars, long ago. Today diplomacy attempts to resolve the conflicts of ideas, but in the past, opportunities and lack of representativeness of leaders generated many conflicts between races. This tall tower is approximately 13 miles high, 4 miles in diameter at the base. The dome top has 3 miles in diameter. She belongs to a consortium of camelopardalis, and serves several other breeds such as space station. They have a gateway for the transport of ores, and other facilities there. You can see an identical, on Saturn's moon Iapetus, where they receive and store the material extract. Mithy, in these photos of UFOs, sorry again, poor quality, some of the spacecraft is yours? If you feel you should not expose it, I understand. Well, I see that you have many records. My, you have a photo of an actual ship of our fleet, and one of an old model. Very good, I never imagined this. I do not know how they were visible at the time of the photos, but is a pleasant mistake. This is the 50 years older model, an excellent ship, very safe and reliable. We have hundreds of them in use between our colonies. It is not usually so open. It opens with a wall of a type of plexiglass for viewing at low speed and close the fuselage during navigation. These photos were taken at a speed of observation. This other one is the current service spacecraft in our fleet, is a spacecraft with a very advanced artificial intelligence. This model is already in use for 10 years. The bright dots you see are the poles of power plasmic energy that create the potential differences between the magnetic fields, causing the spacecraft to move according to commands from the navigation system. The more light, the more energy to the boot of the spacecraft. When the light is virtually imperceptible, the nav is only in low speed levitating against gravity. The big difference between them is that when any of the new spacecraft learns some new information, passes automatically to all other ships of the fleet, so that all share the same database in real time. A mother ship can carry up to 150 units of them. Mithy, very good. I'm happy to get those answers. The friends are sure to enjoy as well. Also now, I can have photos of your ships in a prominent place on my computer. Wait for our next video. Thanks for watching. Join our channel. You are welcome there.